What's up, everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to talk about events. Now, right now, if we look at the leaderboard, let's see if people actually have the greens in their team. So the greens, are the meta with Stannis and Rhaenyra. They are the Hannibal not showing his team. Let's just face it, the greens are the meta. But with the change coming up in the next patch, the greens are not going to hit as hard. They're going to be harder to gain stamina. And for people that have 6-star greens, it might not be an issue. They might still be able to do well, especially in events like Rook's Rest where there's less enemies. However, in the egg event has lots of enemies, and Battle of the Bastards has quite a bit of enemies. So we're looking at what are the possible teams that are going to be the best for events. We're not talking about Rob's War, because Rob's War is mainly an ice and bleed team. So we're definitely going to have Rhaenyra in here for the best event team leader, because when she kills an enemy, she's going to create 2 random power-ups. 1 power-up if you have her under 5-star, but most people will have her at 5-star that are competitive in events, so you'll be able to create 2 power-ups. And that leaves us with what can we use with Rhaenyra. Now, we definitely want to use Stannis with Rhaenyra, because Stannis has the ability that when an enemy is defeated, he's going to destroy 3 power-ups, or I believe it's 1 power-up if you have him less than this level. But anyway, he will destroy a power-up, which will refill stamina, kill off enemies, and shave time off your turns. Now, my thoughts are we are going to go back in time to before the greens became the meta. And what was that? That was Baratheon. Yes, the Baratheons and Rhaenyra as a team for the event. Now, if we look at the Baratheon bonus, if you have 4 Baratheons plus Rhaenyra, we're going to gain 50% gem damage. And that is very helpful in taking out enemies. Now, one thing to note is that for the Baratheons, you have 3 characters that come in 1 summon. You have Stannis, Melisandre, and Davos all coming from 1 summon. Sandor you get from either the blue summon or the red tokens, which we're getting tons of in Tower and in Trials. And then Robert you're getting in the blue summon as well. He is the hardest to get, in my opinion, of the Baratheons. Now, you have Brienne, you get with the purple tokens. You're going to get her in the green summon, and Lord Varys you're going to get with purple tokens in the purple summon. Now, Varys is important. If I was to choose Varys or Brienne, I would definitely choose Varys, because he has the ability to scout and reduce defense by 51%. So, the gem damage is going to come from all lanes. So if you have an enemy all the way over here and you have gems on this side, those gems are going to move over and attack that enemy. So it's very valuable, especially if you have a bad board. Now, one of the main mentions that I will say about the Baratheons with Rhaenyra is that you might have to retry the levels, because depending on your board states, that will determine your scores. You really need to play it up and do it well. You could use any 4 Baratheons that you have. get them with Rhaenyra, and that should be the new event meta. I'll show you an example. We'll just do a treacherous level, for example. Let's do number 15. Now, as you can see on here, there's 8 enemies, so I don't know if the greens are going to be able to power through with this new system of changing them. So we're going to go with Rhaenyra lead. We're going to go with Stannis. Let's go to the Baratheons. For me, I'm going to use Brienne, Lord Varys, and Robert. This gives a full rainbow team, and this allows, you could go with Melisandre too for the bonus, but it's not really necessary. So starting off, we are going to match off some gems and get the train rolling. Now that's destroyed, goes into the next enemy. We go ahead and pop this off, and now that's destroyed. Go on to the next enemy. We have the moves loaded with 6 enemies to go. Brienne has a shield, so she has a chance, if she buffs Rey with the shield, to trigger a power-up. Yes, she does, and hits. Now we have Robert, who can do a single target attack, and that wave is completed. And now Rhaenyra and Stannis are full. We are going to scout this enemy right here for defense down. Let's go with Rhaenyra into Stannis. That blows things up. And now we've loaded up 3 moves for the final enemy. Now this is again if we'll put the shield on Rhaenyra, pops that off, and there we go. The match is done. That wasn't even a really good board, but that was right there, 68,160, which is not bad at all, considering all things. So this might be the meta shift. So as you can see right now, if you look at my food and silver totals, I am stacking my resources, because what I'm planning on doing is, if the greens, these are my greens, they are 4 to 5 star, nothing special. At 6 star, you get the birthright starting higher, which increases damage and other good stuff. But at this level, my greens might not be able to do events anymore, especially with the nerf to Aegon. Aegon was critical with his attack to get an enemy killed and get the train rolling with Rhaenyra and Stannis. Now, we have to see how the greens do. This is all speculation, but I am saving my resources for the Baratheons. I do, if this change goes into effect and the greens are no longer effective, now they might be effective on Rook's Rest. Because Rook's Rest has less enemies. However, I will be putting silver into Varys and trying to get him to 250. Another thing which is good about building the Baratheons anyway is that you have the tower. And the Baratheon tower, I was able to complete last season the Stormlands challenge with the Baratheons. And the greens, now with the nerf, might be harder for them to beat the Stormlands. I don't know. This is all speculation, but we do need to see what happens. The Baratheons are safe to build. Baratheon, that's what I called them. You would use it in events, and they would be super successful. Comment below and let me know what you think of Baratheon and what your plans are going to be if the greens are nerfed. I will talk to you all in the next video. Take care.